Welcome, everyone, to the latest installment of Arreva Academy's Further Webinars. My name is Eric Smith, and I will be your trainer for today's session, which is titled Split Tribute Donations and Exceed Further. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you're having any trouble seeing the screen or any other technical issue, just send a chat message and someone on our staff will assist you with getting connected. Also, we are recording today's session, and it will be available for viewing by next week from our website. You could find all of our recorded sessions for the Arreva Academy by going to our website, www.arreva.com, and under Services, selecting Arreva Academy. Once you come to that webpage, if you scroll down, you can see what upcoming classes are coming up and previously recorded classes, and that's where this particular session is going to be put. And so you can come in here and take a look at the previous sessions that have been put up there and the one we're doing right now. Finally, we appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us, and that is why these trainings will always be short and will not field questions. If you are interested in a more in-depth training, however, on any subject related to Further, please contact trainings, that's plural, trainings@arreva.com. All right, let's go ahead and explore split tribute donations and exceed further. Now, before I get into this particular topic, it's called splitting tributes or split tribute donations, okay? And for those of you that are familiar with adding a donation into Further, you may know that we can actually take a single donation, let's say it's $5,000, and split it into more than one fund without having to add separate donations, okay? And that's because money can be allocated to different funds. But this is really the only splitting that can be done within a donation, all right? What you can do with tributes, however, is add more than one tribute to a donation. You cannot go ahead and then allocate different amounts from that donation to different tributes, okay, within a single donation. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's go into Karen Smith's record, and we're going to go under Gifts. And we're going to go ahead and add a gift for Karen, okay? And it's just a regular old gift type. Let's see, the amount is, we'll say, $250, okay? We'll select the method. She did check. Yeah, we can always put in the check date, which is, I don't know, on the 1st, and some check number. We'll go ahead, leave it the reason code. There might be a different one in here, such as memorial donation or in memory or in honor donation. I don't see that. This is demo data, by the way, so obviously it's not your donation. I'll just put that in there. The fund it's going to, I'll just pick a fund, let's say our 2021 annual fund, and then I'm going to come over here to tribute. Now, another thing I want to point out is, being demo data, we've set up these fields maybe in these different columns than what you might have in yours. So the tribute field might be over here or whatever. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and select a tribute. Now, I can select one here, or I can come over to this nice little button that says Split Tribute. I'll click on it. It lists all of my tribute codes again. And I can come in and say, okay, I want to do it to Becca Smith, to Charlie, and Dolores. Now I need to make one of these the primary, however, okay? And that's going to be affecting the output, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So let's select Becca Smith as the primary. I'm going to hit Done, and it'll show you here that it's in honor of the three of them there. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And the program saved my gift. Okay, if I come over here to the right, let's see here, in honor of Becca Smith. Now, this is what I'm talking about with the primary aspect of this. Only one of those can be the primary. I can pick as many tribute codes as I want to attach to a gift, but I need to select one as the primary. And that's because in certain locations within the program, certain reports, certain mailings, lists, that sort of thing, the program needs to know which one to go ahead and show, in this case, Becca Smith. Okay. Now, if I come down here, I've got this gift selected, and I come down here to this information that shows up down below here, we'll see that it also only shows the primary, even though I know I selected the other two. So I just want you to keep in mind that even though you might have selected more than one, this really only shows up in a couple of locations. let's talk about where this information shows up. First off, it's not going to show up in any of your lists, okay? Meaning that if I did an all gift list and maybe I extracted or filtered on the entry date was, let's see, can I select today, okay, and I'm going to come down to my filter here and I'm going to hit go. And I'm just going to have it highlight the gifts, and there's the one to Karen. Now, if I scroll over here to the right, again, I'm only going to see in honor of Becca Smith. I'm not going to see the other two, Dolores O'Brien and somebody Gastel or something. So keep that in mind that as you're doing this, where this is going to show up is only in certain locations. So the two locations where you can see this information, aside obviously from editing the gift, is to be able to go into reports, all reports, gift pledges reports, and there's now a gift report called the gift tribute report. Okay, so if I go ahead and run it on today and I include all this other information and I tell it to show split tributes, it's going to go ahead and show them. If I hit go, brings up the report. So there's the gift that was entered today, and there it is split by the tribute, who it's in honor of. It's still the single gift. The ones that are italicized are just to indicate this is under the same gift. All right. So that's one location. Now, you can insert these multiple tributes to a single donation within a thank you letter or any other letter for that matter. What you need to do is before you go ahead and insert, say, the tribute code or the tribute name, the name of the person or whatever, into your letter, you'll need to first come down to something called mailing merge tables. Okay, and you'll need to select one called gift tribute split, and you'll need to set this up. And so what you do is you want to go ahead and set up maybe the tribute first name, maybe the tribute last name. We'll just bring that over here. Okay, come on. I know you want to come over here. Okay, I'll save that. Bring over this one. Alrighty. Well, it told me drag and drop, but it's not allowing me to do it at the moment. There we go, finally. And I can put it, I can sort by, say, last name if I wanted to in ascending, or sort by first name in ascending or descending, whatever I want to do. And I can go ahead and hit save. What happens now is that when I go to set up my new thank you letter, maybe for tribute donations or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and set it up under new template. And what will happen is you'll see now there's not only a pull-down menu for inserting different fields, obviously merge fields, there's also the ability to insert this gift tribute split. And this will then, obviously you want your wording in front of it, thank you for your donation in honor of. So, and the program will actually go ahead and split the tributes for that donation for Karen, so that her letter will actually indicate that she's given a donation of $250 and that it's been split, it's in honor of these, or in memory, or whatever they were chosen when those codes were set up, those tribute codes, to those individuals. Okay? So those are the only two different places where you can go ahead and actually insert the information related to those multiple tributes per donation. I'm not going to use split at this time because, again, it's not really splitting. It's just going ahead and allowing you to add more than one tribute code to a donation. All right, that's all we have for today. As mentioned at the beginning of the recording, today's session, it will be available for viewing by next week on our website at Arreva.com under the Services and Arreva Academy selection area and previously recorded. If you're interested in more in-depth training on this or any further topic, please email me at trainings@arreva.com. And thank you for attending today's training.